now time for golf season. I'm pretty excited about that. I thought I'd share with you today a few ideas for warming up, or just before you get to the golf course, if you want to mobilize your joints and have your best game ever. I think we're familiar with a lot of the simple stretches for lunges and that sort of thing with golfing, if you are a golfer. But I thought I'd share today with you some new ideas. It might be a great idea to kind of get things going a couple of weeks before you might be actually out on the golf course. So I thought we'd start with the upper body. I have my golf club here, and we're going to start with some wrist movements and arm movements. Because we're doing a lot of gripping on the club, it's good to mobilize the wrists and the forearms and the shoulders. So let's start with our golf club out in front. You're just holding it between your palms facing up. And let's start with some wrist flexion. So everything stays the same. You're just using your wrists and your palms are coming up towards your face. Do a few here like this. And then we're gonna start to add the wrist flexion and then flex the elbows and down, wrist extend. So you're adding in two movements here across two joints. We've got the wrist and the elbow moving. Notice my shoulders are not moving. Now we're gonna make this a little bit bigger. We're gonna bring it in, extend the elbows, extend the wrist, bring it down. Bring it up to shoulder height, flex the wrist, bring the elbows in, extend the elbows, bring the wrists down into extension and down. So let's do a few of these, and you can make it one fluid motion now. So you should be mobilizing here through your shoulders, your elbows, and your wrists. This is great too, just for if you're sitting all day and then you're gonna rush out to play 18 at the end of your workday. This is a great one to warm up with. Now let's switch it up. So now your palms are facing, gripping down. We're gonna start with wrist extension. Perfect, we'll do a few here. Then we're adding on the extension. And let's just put it all together. We'll go a little quicker at this time because you kind of know what's coming. You're extending back, you're bringing your elbows out, wrists tucked down, and all the way. So again, we're mobilizing here through your shoulders, your elbows, and your wrists. So this one feels really good, really warming up through all those body parts. Now, we're gonna work on our pecs, and again, a bit on our shoulders. We're taking on our golf club. You've got one hand at the end of the grip. It's the grip side that's going to do the moving, and then you're just going to start, your hips stay forward, and we're just going to use the end of the golf club to push that shoulder back. Now obviously if you have really bad shoulder problems, you want to keep this small. So we're just going to extend out here through the shoulders. Now let's add on some rotation of the upper back just to increase the stretch through our pec and also through the thoracic spine. Yep, and now we can do some pulses here at the end as well. 3, and bring it in. Out, 1, 2, 3, bring it in. And one more time, out, 1, 2, 3, bring it in. And of course you would do that on the other side. Lastly, after you do that on the other side, you're gonna again grip your golf club in your hand, and we're just gonna do some rotations. So my feet here are kind of going along for the ride. My hips can come along, but we're really just warming up through our spine, our abdominals. Our eye gaze is following the clubs here, and we're just letting the arms twist. We're trying to keep it on one plane here though, and we're just really loosening up the fascia and our joints, and really just opening up through our spine and our abdominals. And stop. And bring it down. So that's your upper body warm up. The lower body warm up is to come. Thanks. With golf season just around the corner, I thought I'd share with you some stretching and some mobilizing for your lower extremity before you get up there on the course. I think we're familiar with some of the basic lunges, but I thought I'd just riff on those a little bit and offer you some new ideas perhaps to kind of help warm up through your hips, your pelvis, and your abs. Let's start with some basic stuff, just the lunging and stretching out our calf muscles. So let's put our right foot forward. You've got the club in your left hand. I'm actually going to do it this way, but I know when you're out on the course, you may not want your grips on the grass, so do it however you want. Right foot forward, left hand is on your club for support, and we're just going to start by doing a simple bend and coming up. So we're bending the front knee into a lunge. We're extending our left heel back. So by doing this, we're stretching out the back of the left leg, the left calf, your Achilles tendon, very important. and also warming up through our hips. So we're going straight up and down. You'll notice that the front knee is not going over my toe, so my knee is quite stable, and I've got a nice engagement through my core. So we're just going up and down here to start. Now we're gonna stay into our lunge, and we're gonna hold for a few seconds. Perfect. You're feeling really strong and upright through your core. Your eye gaze is forward. Now let's switch it so that we're stretching our right hamstring. So we're sitting our weight is shifts into the left leg, and you're feeling that nice stretch into your right hamstring. And we're just holding here for a few seconds. Now let's mobilize between the two positions. We're going into a lunge, and then we're going back into our hamstring stretch. So we're stretching the back of the left leg, stretching the back of the right leg. So we're just going between these two positions, keeping our torso upright for the most part. And we're just really feeling that flexibility and mobility between our ankles and our hip joints here. Just do a couple more. Feels so good. Now, this might be a little different from what you're used to. We're just going to do some hip mobilization. So we're going to start, again, if we're using the right side, we're holding our club in our left hand, and we're just going to start with swinging the hip. I've got my toes pointing up, and really it's not a lot of effort. We're using momentum here, so we're just really mobilizing through our hip joints. Swinging forward and back. Now you can add some external rotation, so your toes could be facing a little more out to the side. Just changes the angle of the hip. And then we're just going to, this is going to test your balance, go forward and across. Again, here we're activating our side hip muscles, and we're also stretching out these muscles as you're bringing it towards the midline. So it's definitely more of like a swing type motion. Then we want to go up and down on our heels. Again, we're mobilizing through our ankle, and we're just warming up our lower extremity here. We'll just do 4, 3, 2, 1. Finish with a bit of ankle circles here at the bottom. Again, if you're walking the course, and if you're like me, we're getting into parts of the course that most people don't see, and it's a little bumpy sometimes, so we're just rolling through our ankle, mobilizing, preventing ankle sprains here, and just feeling really good as we're walking. And you'll do that all on the other side. Hope this was something new and fun for you. Have fun out on the course.